This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 825, the live event endgame. Enjoy. Woodcutting, I think everybody in this day and age has to have something to take the edge off of woodcutting, given how that skill behaves in 2021.
You know, if you're gonna
woodcutting.
Really, okay, what do you do? Like, what's your method of choice?
I bounce between elders, and I just cut magics or use at Priff. It's because I like that it is such a grind. It's a slow, it's just that laid back. You got the chance for your bird's nests and things like that. But it's just it's like fishing for me. It's just a nice, relaxed, laid back type skill.
Okay.
I'd like to see like maybe like a mini conservatory or something focused in around woodcutting, kind of like we had the deep sea fishing hub. I think that would be a fun thing to have at some point. But I think the question around that is, what do you do with that skill? I mean, elder logs are currently 9,400 GP each.
Yep. What I liked, they tried to do a few little things like the idols on Anachronia,
which are good for boosting, the mid 80s ish, right?
But exactly, I'd like to see something in a higher level of that sort of caliber, and where you get those little rewards and things from it. I'd like to bottle those rewards where you can then, save them up and then take them out and hit your elder trees or your magics and things like that.
And I think that's something we've learned, is that you don't need a wholesale rework like you had with mining and smithing necessarily.
No.
You can just kind of buff around the edges and maybe add a new training method in here and there. Give us a extra pickaxe, Bane pickaxe, some other kind of tier 90 pickaxe.
But in this case, this is actually, I think, could be a good example of something to give the mining and smithing treatment to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, right, we've already have the blueprint. Woodcutting could follow a really similar blueprint by adding in new trees and new things, new materials, new ways of using, those new materials.
Yeah.
You could have a whole nother, echelon of you could do it with incense sticks. You could do it with whatever you want to tie that in.
And it percolates into so many other skills too, because mining and smithing is just two, but with this you're also potentially touching crafting and fletching as well.
Yeah,
and
plus fire making. Yeah.
That's. I mean, I guess that's a good point. But I think about, like, you could make it non-competitive with is there any like reason we couldn't, like a rock looks like a rock, but we could just plop a tree on it?
No, there's no reason why that same tech wouldn't work for this.
But again, with woodcutting, it did work different to the old mining where you only got the one ore and then it depleted. The trees do keep going. So competition-wise, it's not as bad as what mining was. But, things like, your fletching, the highest tier bow you can fletch is a tier 70 in the Elder Bow, or tier 65. I can't remember which one it is now because no one ever makes them. But, get something that is that sort of, maybe you can fletch a tier 90 bow with, bring in like ironwood trees or something like that makes a tier 90 bow. But it doesn't have, maybe it has, 90 accuracy, but only, sort of 80 hit strength or something like that. I don't exactly know how they work all that out, but just like they do with sort of some of the new weapons that they've got from PVM.
The Masterwork Spear.
Exactly, those type of things. Do something like that.
Masterwork Bow.
Yep, exactly. It's going to take you've got to get a whole lot of things to build it up and such like that, and maybe have something from a PVM drop that attaches to it. Like your focus that you used to get from the strike worms.
Yeah,
have that type of thing where you upgrade it to that sort of better bow and things like that. You do something like that and make the skills useful. And you can, as I said, you can tie it into Slayer or tie it into PVM for those sort of extra drops to make it better, but just bring the skill up and stop having everything end at tier 60s and 70s for skilling.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not reality at this point as much as
not at this point
we would like it to be. But this is a very good example of what could be done for woodcutting updates going forward. And I just brought that up because I want to get 120 at some point, but it just feels as though there's so many different, more dynamic things that I could be working on rather than woodcutting. So I hope that we see something on that another day. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.